podcast where myself, an individual who grew up with Dragon Ball Z, and Gustavo, an individual who grew up with Naruto, talk different topics in gaming and life. Every week we'll have a different subject. This week we're talking anime for a couple big reasons. But before we get into the topic, Gustavo, how was your week?
Another long week of just straight stress, Brian. Lots of shit breaking that I have to fix, and he not knowing how to fix stuff. But, we got through it.
That sucks.
What about
But
yours?
hey, I'm assuming you're probably learning a lot though as you're fixing it,
Yeah. Hopefully.
right?
I think so.
That's good. At least you're learning. At least it's not like you're not doing anything.
How's your week been going?
It's been a stressful week. A lot of kind of BS and stuff, but it's getting better. I got some nice things. I got my upgraded desk and stuff. Yeah, I'm very happy with it. It's awesome. I made curry this week, so it's always nice. Otherwise, just another kind of normal week. Opened some Digimon cards with Karina. What was it? Thursday night? Yeah, Thursday night. Got some Pokemon cards we're gonna open probably either tomorrow or Monday. But otherwise, kind of a normal week. Yet again, my streaming schedule is actually set up and all set to go and stuff. So I'm excited. So this week, as I said before, we're talking anime. And I'm going to be playing My Hero One's Justice. Because My Hero. I'm playing it on my Switch because I don't want to get on my PS4. It's all hooked up and I don't want to move
Very broken game.
You're not wrong. I'm not going to disagree. Shigaraki is kind of broken as hell in this game. But it's the only big anime game I have. I don't have any of the Dragon Ball Z games that I probably really should. So I've heard if I was bigger into just fighting games in general, I would probably play it. But I've always liked the Dragon Ball Z and Naruto games for like the story mode and stuff.
Yeah.
So for me, that's kind of where I stand. Speaking of Dragon Ball Z, as I mentioned before, that was probably the big anime when I was growing up that I was into. I absolutely loved it. So obviously most people know Dragon Ball Z because of either Z, GT, Dragon Ball, which I do remember watching a little bit of Dragon Ball, not as much, and then obviously more recently Super, which got really popular. But yeah, for me, I did really love Dragon Ball Z. I loved it on Toonami and stuff. There were a couple other animes like I'd watch every now and then, but I never got extremely into. Like I remember the big one was that I always wanted to consistently watch but couldn't because of the late hour it was on, was Dot Hack, which for those of you that don't know, it's kind of really... Rob, would you consider that like the first isekai?
No. I would consider Inuyasha the first isekai.
Inuyasha is valid actually, which is also an anime that I had always wanted to watch as a kid growing up, but just because of its late hour I never got to. It's something I'm sooner or later going to go watch back. There are a couple of those like really big animes when I was growing up that I want to go back and watch. Like Karina is big on sooner or later me watching God, what can't I think of it? Sailor Moon. So I kinda, that's my intention, is there's a lot of animes I want to get back and go watch sooner or later. I don't know how to play this game anymore. Why am I so big and slow? But yeah, no. So there's a couple older animes that I do want to watch, especially because they're either getting revivals or sequels and stuff. So it's really tempting to get into a lot of those. Shaman King's another big one that I'm really excited for. But yeah, no. Then more recently, animes that I'm getting into are, I'm very big on, obviously, My Hero. I really enjoy the story and stuff. I'm obviously a Marvel fan, as we talked about last week. I absolutely love the Marvel Cinematic Universe and stuff. So for me, like, My Hero is just kind of that natural progression between the two. Where, the merging of superheroes and anime. Hey, the real Marshmallow. Thanks for following. Hello, how are you today? Yeah, we're just chilling, talking some anime, and playing My Hero. That's good. But yeah, no, as I was saying, then me and my wife actually just watched the first 2 episodes of Demon Slayer. That's the new one that we're gonna start watching. The other big anime I've been watching. Oh, Food Wars. Duh. Food Wars. So I will state, if you are under 18, do not watch Food Wars. Well, thanks for hopping in. But yeah, if you're under 18, do not watch Food Wars. But it's a fantastic anime. Like, the visuals for it is so good. Especially like the food and stuff is so beautiful. And like, yes, there is, I know everybody makes a big deal out of the foodgasms for it. But for me, I really do love the methodology and stuff to it. Like, I've actually made a couple recipes from Food Wars, specifically the jalapeno steak and the gotcha pork roast, which is Gustavo, you had my gotcha pork roast.
Yeah, it was actually really good.
I need to make that again sometime.
And when you do, let me know.
I will let you know. So I've just been kind of talking about anime that was popular growing up that I want to rewatch because of the amount of like continuations or reboots that we're getting for it and stuff. And then I was talking about the anime I'm currently watching, which is obviously My Hero, which started season 5 today. And then I started... Neither have I. Apparently it's just a recap episode, so we're good. But apparently in Japan, we're actually getting information on the new movie, though. The 3rd movie for My Hero. Exactly. That's what I'm excited about. That's what I'm excited about. Because I absolutely loved the first 2. They were a lot of fun. But yeah, no. Yeah, it's exciting to think about that. Hey, we're finally considering, like, they didn't know what was going to happen because of the pandemic. Gran Torino's fun. But no. So, Gustavo, what animes have you been watching? Or what got you into anime, actually? Let me rephrase this. Tsunami, yeah. Yeah, Tsunami late nights. You had to love it. It was a different era. Oh yeah, because later. Yeah, I forgot. By the time like you were growing up and stuff, they moved anime to throughout the daytime blocks. Where for me it sucked.
I actually did grow up with Dragon Ball.
Yeah, where it was easily accessible for you. It makes me kind of jealous, because, like, for me and I know for my buddy Rob, anime was a late night thing. I remember watching, like, Gundam every now and then, and I absolutely loved the idea, because, spoiler alert, I love big monster fights. That's why I'm actually a pretty big fan of Godzilla and Kaiju movies. I love the old Godzilla movies. I used to watch them a lot. So Gundam kind of felt like a natural progression. I never got into watching it later in life. I want to sooner or later. But I dropped off anime for a hot minute. I wasn't really watching much of anything. I watched every now and then like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon still. Even though I know a lot of people kind of shun those as anime, but I love them still. When I really got back into anime and manga was when me and my best friend Rob started hanging out. Because, what was the first anime you started showing me, Rob? Was it Rosario Vampire? It was either Rosario Vampire or Chobits, if I'm remembering correctly. Because I know we used to watch a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Together, though. We used to watch a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! But we were playing at the time, too. So it made it a lot easier to kind of enjoy the anime, even though the anime is absolute trash if you're trying to learn Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's be real. Anyways, you're actually intending to play the game, but like, we absolutely loved the GX era. We both cosplayed Chaz and Jaden respectively, Rob and I. So I've also cosplayed Seto Kaiba. A Japanese cartoon. I'm glad you asked, Jordan. So it's a specific animated style, even though it's very much evolved from beyond that, even. To kind of encapsulate very much a broad audience and tell a story. So what would you... So, continuing on to our conversation from before, what would you say... So, you said that you got to watch a lot of anime because it was on. You watched Dragon Ball Z. What were some other ones that you watched during that time? Were you a Naruto fan? Yeah. Yes. Very much the same. I will agree with that. Like Dragon Ball and Pokemon, very much. Well, because obviously I grew up, as we talked about in the Pokemon episode, I grew up with Pokemania. So I grew up very much with Pokemon as an anime. Huh? So Pokemania was when Pokemon first hit the West and was everywhere. You couldn't go anywhere without seeing Pokemon something or another. By the way, I'm very bad at fighting games in case you guys have not figured this out yet. I is the very bad. But so it was that time. What was it? The 2000 to 2002? I think it was. Pokemania. Essentially everything was Pokemania at that time. You could find Pop-Tarts, Pokemon cards, Pokemon cereal. There were collector's items and stuff. Just, it was everywhere. And just, it was so popular between the games, the anime, the movies, and if you watched at all on Pokemon Day, their recap, just those early days of Pokemon just very much felt like it was different. It wasn't just Japanese culture coming to America, it was a whole nother culture where a lot of anime is, even though the eternal joke that I will forever love. I love jelly donuts. They're my favorite. Because I think that's the biggest problem I've always had with anime. Because I've actually done studies on this in school where I've talked about the fact that we did kind of avoid showing off their culture and trying to Americanize a lot of anime. Because like when you think about like, because it's not a thing anymore when you think about it. Stuff like that would never happen. Like, can you imagine somebody calling onigiri donuts at this point in time? Like, it wouldn't happen. But like back in those times, like even something like Sailor Moon having an LGBTQ character, just because it was less taboo in Japan than it was here at the time. Where nowadays, like, to change a character so drastically, I think too many people. God, why are the Nomu the absolute worst things to ever exist? You would never really see that happen nowadays, where they change a character so drastically from that. But continuing on and talking about my history with anime. So a lot of my anime, especially younger days, I was very big into horror animes. I'll be honest, I was horrible. I made bad choices.
We all go through it. At one point, we all go through it. Gotta go through all the harem and ecchi animes, you know.
You're right.
It's a phase. It's a phase.
That's one of the things. Like, I kept thinking that's what Food Wars was gonna be, but it still has not fully turned into it, and it's weird. I don't know how to feel about it, but I'm also happy that it's not just a full-on harem anime. Because, let's be real, that anime could have turned that so quickly because of the, as I mentioned, the more risque scenes. But I think that's one of the things, like, with anime, and, like, it's only weird because they're so young. Otherwise, I wouldn't have such a huge problem with it, because it's like, well, they're like 13, 14 years old. Same with My Hero and some of the sexualization of their characters. Even though, I will state, the fact that fan service isn't just relegated to female characters is kind of nice. Because I know Karina and I were recently rewatching My Hero, and we were talking about the swimsuit episode, where we don't really see the girls in bikinis. We see the boys in outfits, and they're all muscly and stuff. And it's like, this is more fan servicey for females, which is something you don't normally see a lot, especially in shonen anime. Which, for those of you that don't know, shonen anime is usually a male-centered protagonist, where it's more action-based and stuff. So stuff like Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, My Hero, Demon Slayer, stuff like that, where it's more male-centric and action-oriented, is shonen, where Jojo is female-centric. There's usually a lot less action, more slice of life, even though I will state I love a slice of life anime. They're so much fun. Which actually, so I did start watching, because I don't know if you've ever heard of this anime, Gustavo. Fruits Baskets. So I enjoy it. It's a nice little slice of life. It's not like overly, oh my god, this is like way too like cheesy. Speaking of cheese, I'm gonna cheese the hell out of this damn. I have not actually watched the original, so I want to finish watching it because I did enjoy it, That and it's so I think I've talked about. Actually, I might not have talked about her, but my newest stepsister, because I don't think I've talked about this. My mom recently got remarried for now the third time, as I pick on her forever. I love her dearly. Holy shit, Mom. My new stepsister is very big into anime, similar to me. She's a massive fan, to the point, like, she has a TikTok where she dresses up in cosplay and does TikToks and stuff. So she's a massive nerd, too. Which is nice to have another one in the family, so it doesn't just feel like it's me. But, like, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, we had Christmas over there, and, like, we were talking about anime and stuff. And it's nice that me and her can have that kind of conversation, because obviously, like, both of us are grown adults. She's 22, I'm 27. We're now supposed to be family out of nowhere. So it's kind of nice that we can have that connection with something else. And yet again, as I've brought him up a couple times, my best friend Rob very much was the one that got me into anime and was a big thing we connected over, especially when it came to us going to anime conventions a lot, which I've talked about in prior episodes. Is I love going to conventions, even though I also hate going to conventions. I hate going to conventions just because of people. I'm not a crowds kind of person, but I love going and seeing the cosplays and checking out panels, and especially my favorite thing with anime in general and most fandoms is the art. I love seeing fan art. It is so interesting and so gorgeous, some of it. I love it. Oh shit, are we at the end of the game? At least the story of this one? Oh shit. So spoilers, all for one. What was I saying? I forgot now. Oh, talking about anime and conventions and artists, actually. That's where I was. So I very much, when we go to conventions, one of our favorite things is to peruse Artist Alley and find our favorite characters and get art of them and stuff. And like, we're actually big keychain connoisseurs. We have an entire board of My Hero keychains that we actually need to update and stuff, because we just got a bunch more from one artist that we really like. We like supporting him. He's actually local to the area. He's from Niagara, so he's not far away. So we love supporting him because, you know, support local artists. I've been talking a lot. Talk a little bit, Gustavo, so I don't feel like I'm just bullshitting. Ooh.
This is I started I enjoy anime more in general. Other cultures, start learning more outside of so looking at wonderful websites like Saturday.
Yep, we've talked about this. Bro, I remember having that conversation with you. You were so upset.
I would list literally everything that I was gonna watch, everything that I've seen, all there, all organized in categories and everything. My entire fucking history was that all in that one website for it to be just destroyed. That hurt, bro.
Because they didn't even give a warning, correct?
No, I didn't know. It was just out of nowhere.
That is, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, really fucking sucks. But I was I went through that phase of exclusively. When you started talking about Rosario versus Vampire, I've already seen all of that shit, dude.
Oh,
You can talk to me about fucking.
bro. I've read most of the manga. I'm not completely caught
High
up.
School DxD.
I did. Did you ever watch High School of the Dead?
No, that is.
Rob's
one I
laughing.
haven't seen, actually.
Oh,
That's actually,
it's so bad. There's one scene. It's so. Rob, you already know what scene I'm talking about, right? Oh,
exactly.
oh, you already know what scene. Oh my god, this scene is so. Oh my god, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Should we spoil it in chat? Should we? What do you think, Gustavo? Yeah, a lot of jiggle physics. Let's just that don't even work. Not even realistic ones. Let's be real.
It's actually really fun.
Oh my! It's a if they meant it serious in any way, they were wrong. It's ridiculous. It's one of those shows I would never in a million years want to be caught watching.
That's just one of the shit where it's like out of nowhere it just turns into this thing.
Straight up. You're not incorrect. It's one of those things like yeah. So I don't want to get too far into this discussion, but because this one could be a discussion for another episode, but because we're getting into harems and ecchis, were you ever into dating sims? Surprisingly.
He tried to get me in certain things, and I tried out dating things. I liked Doki Doki Literature Club because it wasn't just a dating thing, it was more like psychological horror and thriller, not knowing what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that one. And I actually got other teams to play themselves and told them to like not look at anything. And
I still refuse to play it. I have it, but I refuse to play it.
It's so good, dude. It's so good. At least watch someone else play it.
I've seen some of the scenes and stuff. I know the story of it. I think I watched Matt Pat play it or something. Or do theory on it.
Blind is such a good fucking experience, dude. It's a really well done game.
Oh, wait. I forgot to say something because I was going to say it as soon as I realized it. So, as of right now, I'm technically at 100 followers because I'm a cool person. I'm at triple digits. I forgot earlier when somebody followed me. But yeah, cool. Continuing on. So, I've talked a lot about, because we've talked about Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, which are considered, especially in the early days of anime coming over to America, the big ones. And there's always been like that big three of shonen anime, right? So, yep, because right now it's what? Black Clover, My Hero, and Demon Slayer?
I wouldn't say just because it's usually the big three is going on. I wouldn't consider Demon Slayer one of the big three.
Because I know because the original generation of the big three was Dragon Ball Z. What's the other one? Gundam. No, Naruto and One Piece are the middle age. Yeah, it's Gundam, or not, it's Naruto, Bleach,
forgot that
and
the
One
original
Piece.
and the original are two different things.
Yeah, because I'm much older. I'm at the original of anime coming to America, kind of ish. Obviously, there were animes that came out before that. Kimba the Lion, if anybody gets that reference.
Speed Racer.
Speed Racer. Those are obviously much older animes that a lot of people probably didn't even realize were anime. So I kind of want to get in, because I know we've had this discussion. Anime movies. I'm a massive Studio Ghibli fan. I love a lot of the films. I've not seen Kiki's Delivery Service. I need to. I know that's the one that my wife had seen before we got together. I know you talked about A Silent Voice. I've talked about Your Name. And I love Your Name. I don't think you've seen it yet, correct, Gustavo? We're gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch you cry.
I don't care.
Brian, you're gonna cry.
I can tell you right now.
You're gonna cry. You're gonna cry. Like, you don't understand. So, I'm gonna tell this story, and thank God none of my friends actually watch this podcast. They'd kill me for telling this story. So we were all hanging out at our community college, and we were, because Your Name had just came out on DVD, and none of us had gotten to see it in theaters. So we were like, okay, well, let's go buy it and we'll all watch it together. I am not kidding when I tell you, we were a bunch of grown-ass men in the middle of our community area crying, watching this movie in the dark as the person who runs it comes in. He's like, what are you guys doing? We're like, nothing, I don't want to talk about it. And he's like, are you guys crying? And we're like, yes. We swore we'd never talk about it, but it's such a good movie. It's one of our favorite movies we've talked about. I would definitely recommend it to anyone who is an anime movie fan. It is very good. It has a really nice story and stuff, but it's one of those things I would be prepared to cry. Don't watch it alone. Well, apparently you're heartless, so... Apparently you're heartless.
Have you ever seen Your Lie in April?
I have not. I've heard it is very good.
But that is a good one. What about
I've heard of Angel Beats. I know of Angel
You haven't
Beats.
seen it?
I have not.
Dude, you must have. It's top tier animes.
So, actually, this kind of leads into a really good question I want to ask you, so I want to get your opinion. So there are a lot of quote-unquote pseudo-animes, aka cartoons that kind of take very big parts of the anime aesthetic but they're from a company that's outside of Japan, so it's not considered anime. Something like Avatar: The Last Airbender, Ruby. There's another show I'm thinking of. What was that mech show, Rob, on Cartoon Network?
IGPX?
Yes, IGPX.
That was actually an anime.
Was it an anime?
Yes.
I thought it was just anime inspired. But no, like, what are your opinions on, like, people calling that, like, pseudo anime as a thing? Because they're not technically anime because they aren't from Japan. But, like, they take a lot of the stylings and the kind of aesthetics from it. Another big one being Code Lyoko.
I remember Code Lyoko. Yeah.
We actually had a campaign based on a similar style for that for D&D. Rest in peace, that campaign. But, no, like, what are your thoughts on pseudo-anime? And the fact that some people say it's not a thing.
I mean, in my eyes, yeah, it's anime. I never really thought any different of it. It's just something, you know. It's not the same. It's. I think for me it'd be like a different flavor, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's anime to me, but it's just a little different. And
Yeah.
they're great, dude. Like fucking Avatar, dude. It's so fucking good.
It is.
If you
Avatar is a
haven't seen Avatar-
fantastic series.
If you have not seen Avatar, you need to
Watch Avatar.
as soon
Go
as-
watch Avatar. That is fantastic series. So I know we haven't talked about music yet, but do you listen to any like anime rap or anime ciphers and stuff like that? So
I do sometimes go through a phase where I just want to listen to some anime.
So I'm actually
Not
bit.
necessarily-
Go ahead.
I don't necessarily listen to like anime rap.
So I have phases where I go through like just wanting to listen to that and I enjoy it, but there's also times where I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm good. And then so I actually, one of my favorite things with a lot of anime is the openings, because God, there are some gorgeous openings. Like obviously I've talked about My Hero a lot, but God, do I love the My Hero openings. All of them are just so good, in my opinion. I think there's only one that I didn't like at first, and that was just because it felt like it wasn't a My Hero opening, and that was for part 2 of season 4. Just because it felt too happy-go-lucky for My Hero. But after you kind of get into the season and understand why it's so happy-go-lucky, it's kind of nice. Yup. Right, like that was really good and stuff. I really enjoyed that. Afterwards, I love Dr. Stone's. How have I not talked about Dr. Stone? Oh my God. So, because I love Dr. Stone. It's a great series. It's really smart. So interesting thing. First of all, me and Senku, the main character, this is a plot point, so I'm gonna feel bad for spoiling it. But we share a birthday. So those of you that don't know my birthday, it's not that big a deal, but it is kind of a minor plot point that goes on, like super minor. But Dr. Stone is so smart and quirky, and I love it. If you do enjoy learning... Oh, you've watched it? Okay, good. Oh, it's so good. I've not watched season 2 though. I do need to watch season 2. Dude, I do, trust me. It's been one of the anime that I was really excited for, and I wanted to start watching it when it came out. I've not found the time. That's something I'm going to do very soon because I loved season 1. That's one of the funny things. Is like Karina usually comes in as I'm in the middle of watching an anime, and like she'll get interested in like a character or two. And I think for Dr. Stone, she fell in love with God, why can I not think of her name? Lil Melon girl, Suika. She fell in love with her until she took her helmet off for the first time without the glasses. Oh, that was so funny though, because it was hilarious that she was nearsighted. So, but then to find out, the whiny pervy dude for the village is also Deku's voice actor is hilarious. Cause once you hear it, you can't unhear it. It's something I've noticed, and that's one of the. Yes, it's funny actually. Who I have actually met, by the way. I got, because you guys don't get to see it yet, but coming very soon, I'm going to have a bookshelf behind me, and 3 of the things on the bookshelf are going to be 2 personalized signed Funko Pops, one for Deku, one for Bakugo. I'm also going to have my Aizawa Pop. I bought that one, sadly, because we were supposed to go and get a signed one. But the year we were supposed to go get it signed was right when the pandemic hit, so we didn't get to go and get the Funko Pop signed, so I bought it online, and that was very sad, because I really wanted to. Yep, the English voice actors for Deku, Bakugo, and Aizawa.
I watch anime, at least now. I watch it primarily in sub. Oh my god, when I was going through my harem ecchi phase, I was also. So here are the criteria of my harem ecchi phase.
Oh god.
It absolutely had to be harem. It absolutely had to be ecchi, and it absolutely had to be dubbed. So if it has those three criteria, and it came out in like 2016, it was out by 2016, 2017, I can almost assure you I've watched the entire thing.
So question: should we describe what some of these terms we're using are for those that aren't Anime Initiative? Because now that I think about this, I'm like, wait, we should probably describe what these mean. Because I did for Shonen and Shoujo, so we should probably do Harem and Ecchi.
That's basically one by insane amount of it.
Yep.
There's also a reverse harem where it's one girl and an insane amount of guys. Ecchi is like
They're very sexual.
like, yeah. Not to the point where it's just hentai porn, but we're getting,
It's playful.
It's close.
Actually, so now that we're talking about that and we're jumping down that rabbit hole, have you seen Monster Masume?
That's more recent, right?
That is a fairly recent one. Okay. It's 3 years now? So it's one of those things, it's okay. The anime's kind of bad, actually, if I'm being honest. Yeah, the manga is much better. I actually have the first 3 issues of the manga. It's one of the few mangas I hide and pretend I don't own. Mostly because Rob got them for me. I do also have this thing that I will. No, well, you gotta remember, one, Karina's little sister lived with us for a while, so I don't want her to see that. But yeah, no, I do also have something else Rob gave me, because as I said, we used to go to a lot of conventions and stuff, and Rob and I have hosted panels. We've always had our annual Who's That Pokemon panel, which, for those of you that somehow do not know what that is. So in the anime, in the early years, there was a thing called Who's That Pokemon? Where, actually no, it's still a thing. Duh, I'm dumb. Where pretty much they would go through and give you a silhouette of a Pokemon, or right now they're doing zoom-ins for them, and you would try to guess who the Pokemon was. And so we would always do this big panel in an auditorium where we would ask people to name the Pokemon and stuff, and we'd give away prizes and stuff. It was just a fun opportunity for Rob and I, because he would always cosplay Professor Oak. I would always be Professor Elm. And it was always a fun opportunity for us. How did he live that? I thought that was over. I turned away. Damn. Come here, all for one. We're done. I'm done. But yeah, no. So we've also done a one for another thing called Monster Girl Encyclopedia. Rob did a panel for. If you don't know what that is, if you are not over 18, do not look it up. It is very ecchi in nature. It is straight hentai, you're right. I have the first and second encyclopedia of it. Those are also hidden away with it. But I do have other manga and stuff that I do love that never got adapted into anime, which always upsets me. The biggest one being Ratman, which I think I described this to you before, Gustavo. But Ratman is essentially if Deku never got his powers and got essentially abducted by villains to be a villain, and every hero was much more messed up. There were Endeavor levels of messed up, is what the manga series is. And he still wants to be a hero, even though he's essentially supposed to be a villain. And it's fantastic. And Rob and I have always talked about cosplaying as the Jackies, which are like these skeleton minions that run around, and they're goofy as hell, and it's fantastic. And I love it. Another big one was that I was watching or reading for a while was Siren, because I was collecting shonen mangas because, you know, they used to have Yu-Gi-Oh cards in them. Back when they used to actually physically release Shonen Jump. And I used to collect the cards and stuff. Especially, there was certain ones that, because as I said, I was a huge Yu-Gi-Oh fan. I had certain decks. I had Black Wings, Infernities, ones that you needed to get cards out of the mangas, and I hated it so much. But yeah, like, there's so many mangas, like, I know the popularity they'd never get made, such as something like Ratman, even though I absolutely loved it. Even though I think if it had released now, in the peak of My Hero popularity, it would probably already be being adapted. Just because of its popularity of My Hero. Because, you know, superhero culture.
So, what anime are you watching like recently?
I forgot you missed this conversation. So right now, obviously, My Hero is the big one. Demon Slayer, Corinne and I just started. What else have we? I mean, Food Wars, as I've said. Rising of the Shield Hero. That's the one I almost forgot about.
That's a really
I think at the end of season 1, I really need to go and finish watching that. Hey, Cam, how you doing? Yes, I am playing My Hero because we're talking anime. So, obviously, I had to play an anime game. And I didn't want to go buy Kakarot. And I already had this.
I am debating whether
So, what I've heard about Kakarot is it's a good story game, but it's the same as every other Dragon Ball Z game that came before that story stuff. Because it's like... But it's better than, God, what was the one before Fighters that was really, really bad? Where you made your own OC. Oh, Xenoverse. Thank you. So bad.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of it.
I'm drinking water, Cam.
That entire series, that's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, no, I tried it. It was really bad. Of course, I grew up with Budokai Tenkaichi. Those
Great
were
fucking games.
Right? Oh, such good games. Oh, such good games. Actually, Budokai, I had kind of watched Dragon Ball at that point. I was kind of a fan of the anime, but when I started playing the games was when I was like, oh, I need to go and watch this.
Dude, now thinking about it, I think the first time I got into Dragon Ball Z was I played the game before I watched the anime. And that's how I got introduced to Dragon Ball Z.
So, actually, the funny thing...
Playing as It's like really stupid fucking characters.
だけじゃない。
I remember playing as like
ナンバーワン
Goku
ヒーローとして
Super
And his name is John C.
I hate you, Cam, for that.
I think he was like from DT or something. Dude, it was... Dude.
I need to fix that sound alert. I just got blasted John Cena in my ear.
For 0 bits, dude.
Dude, I need to fix that. I didn't fully adjust it. I was messing with it during D&D last night. But yeah, no, very much. Like, I was actually, so proof that I watched Dragon Ball before Z. I was a Yamcha fan.
Oh.
And then Z happened. And they murked my boy so bad.
That's rough, dude. That's really rough.
Yeah, Yamcha got... I loved Yamcha and Tien. And that's why in... Hey, thanks for the follow. Yamcha and Tien in Budokai 2 actually got a fusion. And he was boo-boo, and I loved it. But, yeah, no, I loved Yamcha. But...
Yamcha, he was cool and all in the beginning of Dragon Ball. No, all the human Z fighters, they were all cool in the beginning. But then after a certain point, they just all became
Yeah, let's be real. Like, who didn't love Wolf? Like, if you grew up watching Dragon Ball, not Z, Dragon Ball, Wolfang Fist was so cool. Until Piccolo came around, but we don't talk about that. Piccolo was OP. But for me, it's one of those things, like, power creep in anime is so annoying.
Leroy Dragons!
I hate you. Yeah, I need to fix that later. Remind me, Cameron. Thank you. But yeah, power creep in anime. Actually, because Cam's in here, I want to talk about this anime, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Have you watched it, Gustavo?
I have seen maybe the first 30 episodes or so.
I have refused to watch it.
You refuse to watch it?
I have refused on the principle of I refuse to let Shane have the satisfaction of saying I watched it. That's exclusively why. Which Shane is one of my good friends from the college. Well, one of Gustavo and I's. He's big kaiju fan and a massive freaking JoJo's fan. But yeah, no, it's JoJo's is just way too weird for me. Like, to even wrap my head around. So I'm not a fan of JoJo's. I know Cam is a massive fan. Yes, I know. Did you just ladybug emote me? Cam, I'm upset with this. Excuse me.
I think JoJo, the first season started really fucking slow. Really slow. But then after a while, it started getting a lot better. But I just, it was one of those animes I just didn't have the attention span for. But I know if I kept going with it, it would have gotten a lot better. But I just didn't. But
That's valid.
That brings me to the Black Clover right now. I have spent the last week and a half watching Black Clover.
I watched the first episode and did not enjoy it.
Cam is saying they can barely hear me.
Yeah, I'm seeing this. Let me see if I can turn you up.
But yeah, Black Clover, holy fuck, dude.
Oh, you're at max volume, dude.
Oh, you.
Is that better? Cam? Try talking to Gustavo.
Hopefully. But yeah, I have spent the past week and a half watching Black Clover, and it's been a fucking chore, dude. I know. I've been told multiple times it starts really slow. I've been told multiple times it takes a really long fucking time for it to get better. And I know right now it's supposed to be really, really fucking good. But right now it has like over 100 fucking episodes. And I haven't seen a single episode before the past week and a half. So I've been trying to sit through all of the fucking episodes, knowing that it gets better, but having to sit through all of the fucking trash, dude. It's been rough. It's been a real mental fucking battle. Like, when I tell you, you have the main character, he has no magic, right? So they give him... It's a world where everything revolves around magic. The main character has no magic. So then they give him a sword that gets rid of magic, right?
Yep.
Now, imagine this kid just screaming and one-shotting everything for the first 40 episodes.
Yeah, so as I said, I watched the first episode. I could not get into it. I did not enjoy it.
Dude, it took 40 episodes for it to get interesting.
That
I had to sit through 40 fucking episodes just for it to get interesting. As soon as he stopped screaming and he stopped one-shotting everything, the anime instantly got so much better. But 40 fucking episodes of sitting through just straight screaming, one-shotting where it makes no sense. And when I tell you the amount of recaps that they have in every single episode, you're legit watching 7 minutes of just straight recap. Either openings, endings, or just a recap. In every single episode, without fail.
I don't enjoy it.
It's been rough.
I'm glad I stopped.
It's been real rough, dude.
I do need to finish Rising of the Shield Hero, though. That is an anime.
Yes, absolutely.
I enjoyed it a lot. I love, because I like a character that is intelligent but a dick. Actually, now that I'm talking about Rising of the Shield Hero, it actually brings me to another anime I absolutely love, which is Log Horizon. I don't know if you... It's better SAO. I'm just going to state that right now.
I think I've only seen maybe 2 or 3 episodes.
So it's, yet again, you can tell my taste in anime is very much, I like a smart, overly annoying character. Because, yet again, I brought up Dr. Stone, but that is very much the protagonist of Log Horizon. He's one of those arrogant, kind of like, know-it-all characters. I like a character who's like, like, I know it's the traditional trope in Isekai, is, the character's useless in their world, but super powerful in another world. But, like, this one, he's intelligent, but, like, it comes down to, like, he's not trying to... he's trying to fix the world to make it more realistic, because they're obviously trapped in the video game, because, you know... But he's not, like... Yeah. But he's like, I'm going to make it where it works from a society standpoint. But it's one of those anime that, yet again, I do love Isekai. I know I shouldn't. Isekai. There's so many that are really, really bad. Because, like, there's some I have on my Funimation account that I don't know if I want to watch. Like, I don't want to die, so I'll raise my defense. And then The Cautious Hero or something. But, like, I've heard good things about No Game, No Life, but also at the same time.
You need to watch that. There are some questionable things about it. I won't deny that. But it is such a good anime, dude. That's one you shouldn't skip.
I might have to go.
That's one of my top tiers.
What's the
But
go ahead.
my absolutely favorite anime. I fucking love this anime to death. It's an isekai. It's Konosuba. Have you seen that? Please tell me you have.
What's the
my
premise?
God, Brian.
Wait, what's the premise? Because I might know it at least.
So, you got your classic isekai. Guy dies, and he's brought to another world. But before he's brought to a different world, he's asked by a goddess that I think he can either... It's been a while since I've watched the very first episode, so I could be wrong. But in my head, it was either he could be reborn in the same world that he's in, or he can go to a different world, but he can bring anything with him. He has the choice to bring one thing.
Doesn't he
So
bring his cell
instead
phone?
of bringing, no, it's not that one. Instead of bringing, something like an actual object, he decides to bring the goddess herself with him.
Ah, that's funny.
Yeah, and it's such a good anime, dude. It's actually my very favorite anime. So good.
So actually, that reminds me. Talking about goddesses, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Rob's laughing in the background because he knew where I was going with this.
That's another one.
That's it's an anime, to say the least. It is.
Not a bad one.
It's
Not a bad one.
I've not finished watching it, but I did enjoy it. Karina did not, because my wife is, first of all, a massive fan of Greek mythology. So to see Hestia pictured like that, she's like, but, why?
Yeah.
Which is valid. Even though, like, everybody's like, why is Loki a girl? Like, half the time Loki does. Wait, did I ring out? Ah, damn. But that's another fun anime that I haven't gotten back into watching. Same as Seven Deadly Sins. I watched season 1. I have not watched season 2. But I loved season 1.
I'm in the same boat.
Bro, who's your favorite sin?
Aside from Meliodas, I might go with King.
I love Bond. I love an arrogant prick
Bond would have been my
character.
third choice.
But I love an arrogant prick character. That's why I like. Because my next question for you is going to be favorite anime characters. Like mine are like Seto Kaiba, Vegeta, Bakugo. Those antagonistic, like rival characters. I love that character. It's always been one of my favorite characters. And when they're written really well, it's cool. Sasuke is not. I'm stating that now. Sasuke is not. He's a whiny child. Fight me. Shikamaru is fantastic, though. Perfect child. He is my favorite anime character of all time. Is Shikamaru, because lazy genius. Who would be your favorite? So I'm gonna do two different questions. First, who's your favorite anime characters?
Dude, my memory is so fucked when it comes to anime. Like, for me, I can watch... If I watch an anime in one sitting, like the entire thing, and I've done that a lot of times, Brian, it's...
It's problematic.
Me and anime, it's bad. It gets bad, dude. But if I watch an entire anime series within one sitting, I usually forget it in like a month or so. But if I watch it over a while, then it usually stays in my memory. But I've watched so much anime in one sitting where it all gets lost, so I have to like rewatch everything. So like if you were to ask me all the anime that I've seen, I can give you the really memorable ones. But there's like hundreds, like legit hundreds that I've seen, and I just won't be able to recall unless I'm like watching it or I see it, and then I'm like, oh wait, I've seen this before. So telling me to pick my absolute favorite character, that's kind of hard, G.
Not absolute, like maybe top 5. Is that better?
Top 5.
Because mine's like
Not
Tokoyaki.
really.
Top.
Of course, Kazuma from Konosuba was probably... I would say that's the first thing that comes to mind if you tell me what's my favorite character. After that, I genuinely don't know. Yeah, I draw blanks after that, dude. My memory, fucking trash.
So next question, what character do you think closest, for you personally, do you connect to closest? Not your favorite, that feels similar to you.
I don't think I've felt that way in anime yet. There's a show that I felt that way with. But I don't think I've gotten that with anime.
So I know what my wife's answer for me will be, because she likes to make the joke. Well, actually, I've made the joke a lot that we're sooner or later going to do gender bent of these characters, which is she's very Shoto Aizawa from My Hero, where I'm Miss Joke, because I'm always joking around, taking nothing serious. And for those of you that know the nicer side of me, I'm sure you can probably agree. Certain other people will probably say I'm other characters. Like, I'm sure, like, my mother very much would see me as a Shikamaru character. That lazy, intelligent individual that does not want to put in the, especially when I was younger, I did not want to put in any effort. I know Rob can attest to this. We'd fall asleep during class and still pass our classes. That was the worst part. We'd still pass, but we'd be sleeping through 90% of the classes.
Yeah, I was the same way.
I was horrible. And actually it got to the point where one of my professors for history, he'd let me sleep in class. Because anytime he woke me up, because no one else could answer the questions, he'd wake me up, re-ask the question, I'd answer it for him, and he'd be like, okay, you can go back to sleep. That's how bad it was. And the girl that sat next to me, she was not a bright bulb, to say the least, would ask how I did it, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I remember my readings and I can recall knowledge pretty easily. I'm like, so it's not hard for me. I'm like, I sleep because I'm bored. So, also might be narcolepsy, but I'll deal with that later. So that's one of the things that, like, for me, I've always loved Shikamaru for that reason. I've connected to him for those reasons, because I very much like that lazy genius kind of aesthetic. I'm trying to think if there's other characters in anime that have kind of encapsulated that well, that they're a lazy genius. Can't think of anyone, but like, yeah, no, I can't think of anyone. So now, before we get ready to wrap up the episode, I want one last thing for both of us. If you'd recommend one anime to... Oh, actually, before that, because we didn't loop back to this. Studio Ghibli, have you seen any of the movies?
A few. Not a lot, just a few.
So I will say my favorite one is Howl's Moving Castle. I love that movie very much.
I wouldn't be able to recall like names of the movies, to be honest.
It's got the dude with the blonde hair and the little fire demon.
Is that the one where it's like there's a cooking scene and like the fire's alive and it's
Yes.
eating the eggshells and oh,
Yes.
okay. I think I've seen that.
Yeah, that's Calcifer's little fire demon. I love him so much. Oh, so good. So nullify that. But if you had to suggest one anime for a person for required watching, what would it be?
Required watching.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wouldn't say it. That's hard. Because like there's some things that you just have to go through, and there's some things that I just want everyone to go through. So for me, I want everyone to watch Konosuba because it's such a good fucking anime. It's just my absolute. I love like comedy animes, and to me that it's everything I want in an anime. But if it's something that you just have to get through to like appreciate anime, let's see what's. I might just say probably Dragon Ball Z, to be honest.
So I'm gonna go, because I'm gonna give two answers. So I'm gonna give a movie that I think is required watching, which for me is Spirited Away. I think it is a fantastic movie. I've always loved that movie. I do need to. There's a couple of Studio Ghibli movies I haven't seen, but I have seen Spirited Away, Ponyo, Howl's Moving Castle, obviously. God, why can't I think of it? Not Nausicaa, because that's one I need to watch still. I can't remember it. And then for a series, I'm trying to think what would be the series I would say is kind of mandatory watching. Because I'm trying to think of like what encapsulates kind of what anime is.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I have to defend my answer afterwards.
That's up to you.
Should I defend my answer while you think, or should I let you
Go
finish
ahead.
your
Go
thought?
ahead.
Alright, so the reason why I said Dragon Ball Z is probably a must-watch, just because of how influential it was to like other shit and culture in general. Like, you can, if you were to like go back to like even music, like especially in like rap and shit like that, there's so much reference to like just Dragon Ball Z.
You're not wrong.
And-
Hence I brought up anime
and
rap earlier.
Yeah, and the amount of influence that Dragon Ball Z had to like other animes, it's crazy. So that's why I think Dragon Ball Z is a must-watch.
So this is a weird choice, but I really enjoyed it on Netflix. So there's your warning. I'm gonna say Beastars. It's a weird anime, but it feels very real and has actual like, especially in the world, like when you take it out of the animal context, has really good lessons. Even though I will also put Food Wars in there because I absolutely love that series. So you said to Beastars.
Personally, I'm just not a big fan. I personally haven't seen it, but I'm just not a big fan of the whole animals and shit. And I've heard some stuff, and I don't know.
It's weird. It is weird as hell. I will state that if you are not 18 plus, do not watch it.
It's that.
There is
not for me.
There is ecchi.
Not for me.
It's not full hentai, but it does get pretty damn close, and there are a lot of intense moments. But like, you have to get out of the mindset that they're animals and enjoy, because the story's really, really good. And I know everybody says,
I don't know, Brian, that's a hard mindset to get out of.
I know. Everybody makes the joke. It's anime Zootopia, which it kind of is. But like a lot of because there's the whole idea of predator and prey and coming from nothing and having to break those stereotypes and stuff. And it's really, as I said, it's a really good story. It's just weird as hell. I kind of wish they'd adapt it into something else, but the story would not work without this is the problem. But I enjoy it. I wish I didn't enjoy it as much as I did. I did not enjoy the extra parts. Same as Food Wars, the extra parts got a little too intense, but the story itself was really good. I love the deer character, even though he's a complete prick, and I'm gonna beat his face in. But yeah, then Food Wars, just because, like, especially if you like cooking in any way, shape, or form, it's a gorgeous anime to watch. And the recipes you can actually, for the most part, make. As I brought up before, I've made a couple of the recipes. There's a couple more I really want to make. And the story is actually really good. It's not like it's...
Food Wars is great.
It's one of those animes that, for me, like, so many people are going to look down on it for the foodgasms, as they like to call it. Like, I know that was the biggest part for my wife getting into the anime, was she was really uncomfortable with that. but as she got into the parts of the show that were food related. Oh wait, duh. No, I take back my answer on for B-Stars or Food Wars. Watch Dr. Stone. Watch Dr. Stone. There's my
I
answer.
agree with that.
There's my answer. I lied. I was just thinking about this. I'm like, wait, no, Dr. Stone.
See, but that's another thing. If I actually had my list of anime, my answer might change. Oh,
I had to
man,
look
video
up
and stream?
anime because I'm getting ready to. I'm just putting it on the
okay.
ending screen.
Okay. Yeah, if I had my anime list, my answer might have been different. Konosuba would have stayed the same, but Dragon Ball Z might have been different.
Which is valid. But no, with that, we are going to end tonight's episode. We are planning to, first of all, we're going to hopefully figure out playing a game together from now on. Hopefully. Internet. If internet wants to work out.
My internet is poo-poo.
Second of all, we're going to start planning out the topics way ahead of time so you guys will know kind of what's coming up soon. So you guys will be able to tune in when you would like. Hopefully you tune in more often. But yeah, so we're going to get ready to end this episode. And so I will plug my stuff because I know, Gustavo, you're not really doing stuff currently.
Yeah.
So twitch.tv/Hawkeye57_57, Twitter @Hawkeye57_, and then my YouTube and Discord are on the Twitch channel. You can find them there. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in and chatting with us. It's been another good episode, and we can't wait to see you guys again soon.
And before you end, Brian,
Yes.
I just wanted to say, join Brian's Discord and give us things to talk about.
Yes.
If you want to hear something specifically, let us know.
Yeah, if you have topics you guys want to hear, come join the Discord and say, hey, talk about this. And we will. Thank you guys, and have a great rest of your week. We will see you next Saturday at 7 p.m. EST. Have a good night, guys.
Bye-bye.